Okay, so this is going to be a tutorial for Nightfire, running the any % category on Operative. I'm just going to introduce myself. My name's Callmeliam, or Liam, whatever you want to call me. I've been running Nightfire for just over a year. I've held the world record for just under a month. I've discovered multiple skips in this game. Not as many as the other people, but I have. I was the first person to run this game and get a 36 in any %, the first person to get a 37 in a marathon, and I've run this game at many online and offline marathons. So this tutorial is going to basically run through the whole game. I'm going to explain both beginner and advanced level strategies. If you have, I'm just going to say as well, if you have any issues or questions, be sure to message me or, you know, talk in the chat if you're watching here live on Twitch. As you can see, I've gone and bought an input display, which shows all of my inputs, which will be very useful. My audio keeps dying. Okay. So, now we move on to getting set up. So we're gonna hear that gold sound a lot, just ignore that. So, the versions of this game. So, as far as I know, there's 5 versions of this game. I'll start with the ones that are irrelevant. Game Boy and PC. Completely different versions. I know nothing about them. Only a little about PC, but this isn't for that game. So there's GameCube, Xbox, and PS2. They're all the same game, but ideally the most optimal for running this game is GameCube. PS2, it just lags a lot and load times are atrocious and a lot of the skips actually don't work. Xbox is theoretically faster. It has insane load times, but the game lags a lot more and playing it on the controller is just horrible. Yeah, just don't do it. And then you've got GameCube, which has the nicest controls, slightly longer load times, but just trust me, the GameCube version's the best. Depending on where you're from in the world, there's either PAL or NTSC. Thankfully, both versions of this game are viable. I think there's minor differences, but they really don't matter. This tutorial will be focusing on the GameCube version of the game, but you could probably transfer this to, like, PS2 or Xbox. Now, obtaining a copy of this game, really, I'd say just go to, like, you know, local classifieds, eBay, Amazon, wherever. Same for controllers or getting a console for this game. When you play this game, you don't have to play on GameCube. You can use a Wii, and I actually recommend using a Wii. The reason why is because you can do a thing called Homebrew. Now, Homebrew, you can launch the game from an ISO, which is useful for if you want to try out NTSC or PAL. However, you can do a run on Homebrew or emulator. If you're going to do a run on emulator, I recommend the emulator you want to use is Dolphin. It's the only legal emulator and the only one that's actually around and is actually really good. But if you do a run on emulator or through an ISO loader or Homebrew, you must submit... you cannot submit a run under 42 minutes, otherwise it's not allowed. Load times get ridiculously faster on Homebrew, and it removes a lot of lag. I should also note that I learnt this the hard way as well, is that you actually, if you load something like Nintendo or whatever, even if you boot through the disk channel, you can't do that because it actually removes a lot of lag and helps load times. Right. So how you play this game, there's a few options you have. I recommend playing on a CRT. That's going to be a meme. But in all seriousness, if a HD TV is all you have, if you don't feel any delay, it's not bad. Like, the thing about input delay is, since this is an old game, you're gonna get input delay if you play on a HD TV, mostly, and it'll stretch the image, it'll look horrible, but if it's all you've got, it's all you've got. If you want to get something that can help with that, though, you can get this thing called the Wii to HDMI, but you only want to get the Sewell brand, which is Sewell. That removes a lot of input delay. There's also external upscalers, which have stuff like the OSSC and FrameMeister, but that's a whole other department. I'm getting way off track here. Capture cards, I mean, I don't really want to go in depth and tell you how to, you know, capture your gameplay, but it's either component or composite, etc. I want to talk about controllers for this game. So I have the music off here, but I want to talk about controllers for this game. So basically, you'll get either a good or a bad controller, and I'll get into that more in depth soon. But I just want to point out the fact that that is a reality. So when you want to run this game, you want to go into code names, and you want to use the default one, because we're going to use the play without saving option. Now this essentially allows you to skip the option after you complete a level, but the game will ask you, do you want to save? You don't want that. So we're going to use the play without saving. Unfortunately, this means every time you fail a run, you'll have to turn your console off if you got out of exchange, which is the first level. Now, let's talk about setting up the codename. So the controller setup, there's only 4 control styles I recommend using. It's either Nightfire, Moonraker, Goldfinger, or GoldenEye. You can mess with like Y-axis up or down, like inverted if you want, but I use Nightfire personally, but use what works for you. I just don't recommend playing with anything that has turn and strafe on the main analog stick. Or turn and move on the main analog stick. I don't recommend that. So I use Nightfire. The next thing you want to turn off is weapon auto switch. You absolutely want this off. You can mess with anything else here. I don't change anything. I don't recommend messing with this because this will actually ruin your clips later in the run, or make them a lot harder to do. Auto aim I recommend keeping on, absolutely. Crosshairs, yes. Rumble you can turn on or off. I don't mind. Manual aim, do whatever. Anyway, yeah, weapon auto switch off. AV options, you want subtitles on, they will help you. You can turn the music off if you want. I play with it on. I used to play with it off, but I do it so if I upload a world record, I want the music in it. Yeah, subtitles on, that's going to help you later. Anyway, so now you're all set. So you come back here. Sorry, my audio keeps dying. You want to go Nightfire, play without saving. Operative, we play on Operative. Agent's a complete meme. Basically, Agent is like really identical to Operative. Just forget it even exists. And 00 Agent, you just get melted by bullets. That's it. So Operative, you're a bullet sponge. I'll get into that more later. But anyway, that's all about getting set up.
Oh yeah, baby, did you see that?
So, we're going to talk about movement, clipping, and I'll turn the music back on. Hang on. But I'll make it really quiet. Sorry about this. I should have done this before, but whatever. Anyway. Yes. Yes. So, we're going to talk about movement, clipping, and the basics. And I'm going to talk about good controllers and bad controllers to start off with, as I said. So, as you can see on my input display,
Security alert.
let me just get rid of this guy. So, movement in this game works upon the premise that you're just able to put your notch, or your stick in the notch of the GameCube controller, and you'll be at an optimal speed angle. Now, my controller's good, right? I've concluded that this value is determined entirely by your GameCube stick, because I shell swapped this controller. As you can see, it was originally a original silver GameCube controller. I put a Smash thing on the front, and I mean, I can still strafe fine. So, it's entirely stick dependent. If you put your stick in the notch and you're not strafing at good angles, you have a bad controller, but this shouldn't deter you from running the game. It just means it'll be harder to change strafe angles. That music's annoying me, sorry. So what you'll have to do is, you'll have to, like, tilt your stick up a little more from the notch on either sides, on both right and left strafe. I would say try to get a good controller. It's probably the best time to get new controllers right now. With the new Smash coming out, they're making new GameCube controllers, so now's probably the best time. Anyway, I should touch upon this too. I have a trigger mod in my controller. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't have to push my right trigger down, which is my fire one, as far. This allows me to just tap it faster and not push down as far on the driving levels. I won't get into in depth with that. If you want to know more about that, you can talk to me and I'll link you some resources. But anyway. So, actually I'll come back to this one. I'll talk about clipping now. I have another thing I need to talk about, but I'll come back to that. So I'll talk about clipping. So how clipping works in this game is essentially your hitbox is different when you don't have a gun or a gadget out in comparison to when you do, right? So, watch this. If I... Hang on, let me just adjust my notes. If I stand up and pull a gadget or a gun out, usually you want to pull a gadget out though, because you can put the gadget away quicker. So yeah, if I stand up and pull a gun or a gadget out, my hitbox changes. I'll show you that again. So watch this. Bang, right? Bang. You see it? I'll do it one more time. Boom, right. So you can just abuse this to like wedge into stuff, and if you're trying to learn how to clip, I recommend come to this level and come up to this door, and this is the clip you want to practice on, right? Actually, I can talk about that other thing I was going to talk about, I just remembered. I'll come back to that clipping. Sorry to like go completely off track. I want to talk about moving up slopes. Let me just get rid of some of these guys. Okay, so I want to talk about moving up slopes, right? So notice when I go up the slope, I'm slow. But if you mash the jump button, you'll go up faster. And the faster you mash it, the faster you'll go up. So this is going to be useful in a few spots in the game. I should also mention too that the way you hold the controller really does matter. Now, let me show this, is that I play with a claw grip, so I have my pointer finger over the top of the controller. Let me just turn the game down. That's better. So I have my pointer finger over the top of the controller. I fire with this, with my middle finger. And I control the C-stick with my thumb. It's just claw grip. I just strongly recommend this. And when you actually go for a clip, change your grip to like this, to like clawing, like spider clawing the whole controller, like this. See? Now, this is important because this will just allow you to hit clips a lot easier. Now, as I was saying, when you do clipping, right, it changes your hitbox so you can abuse it and you can just wedge into stuff like this. So now I'm actually in the floor. You notice I didn't pop back up. So if I crouch, I'm gonna fall. Watch. And I'll just fall out of bounds, right? See? Now, this is gonna be abused in many spots of the run. I will just flat out say you cannot clip anywhere in the game. There's only some parts where you can clip. And so on. So now I want to talk about different types of clips. So, you had your standard clip right there where I clip into, I don't know, an object, a door or something. I'll show another clip here. So I can actually come up to here. And there's a clip I can do here, right? In this corner of this vent. Now, you saw by my input display how that was working. Whenever you do a clip, you want to be holding forward. So you continuously do walk into it. But anyway, that's your standard clip, right? So now I'm going to talk about frame-perfect clips. Now, frame-perfect clips, I'm going to go and turn the music off, but I'll do that quickly while I explain this. So frame perfect clips are essentially... Also, I'll turn the music down more on this so I can explain stuff. Yes. So frame perfect clips is essentially, I think it's frame 14 or something. When you're in a clip, the same frame your hitbox changes, you crouch. Or it might be a frame before, whatever. It can be a bit tough. There's a few ways to do it. You can actually mash the crouch button really quickly, or you can time the frame. I time the frame personally, but do whatever works for you. I'll show an example of this on the level Night Shift. So, I'll be talking about how to go through every level later, but Night Shift, there's 2 frame perfect clips at the start. There's one that's possible on PAL, and one that's possible on both PAL and NTSC, but these are both frame perfect. No funny line. So, I'll show a frame perfect clip into the ground first. So, it's best to use the laser for this, because the frame you want to crouch back down is right before Bond, like, puts his fingers on his watch. That's when you want to hit the crouch button again. So, I'll try and do it. Okay, I didn't get it. I missed it again. There we go. Okay, I got it. Now, notice I'm sunk into the floor. Yeah, I popped back up because I sort of hit a stump there, or a slump or something. But this is the frame perfect clip on the elevator. I'll try and show you it. Okay. I don't recommend doing this in RTA, by the way. Okay, I got it. Nice. So, that's a frame perfect clip. There's only one of these that we absolutely need to hit in the run, so don't be scared. There is another one that you can hit, and it saves about 2 seconds, but it doesn't lose time to go for it, so don't be scared of that one either. Now I'm going to talk about reverse clipping, and then we'll move on to actually doing the game. So, reverse clipping is essentially... So you know how a regular clip works, is you stand up and pull out a gun or a gadget. This one, you crouch and pull out a gun or a gadget. Now, this seems a bit weird. Yes, got the line. This one's a bit weird. So how it works is, I'm going to show a prime example here is, I'm going to sink myself into the floor, and then pull out a gun or a gadget as I'm crouching, and I'll actually duck under this. So, I can sink myself into the floor here if I'm holding forward on it. And notice I'm sunk into the floor now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold forward, crouch, and pull out a gadget. And I'll clip into the elevator. So that's how reverse clipping works. Anyway, that's the end of the movement basics and everything. Oh, I forgot to mention with strafing, I should just quickly mention this, is, yeah, this is all over the place, sorry. But, with strafing, I will just talk and say that this game isn't like GoldenEye, where changing strafe directions loses speed. In this game, it's actually more optimal to do it. So, like, example here, say if I was to come around this corner and do this, that's actually slower than going like this, you know? Like, changing my strafe direction is actually faster. Because turning loses you speed. Anyway. Let's get into the run. So the first level, Exchange... Oh, well, hang on.
Oh yeah, baby, did you see that?
So the first level, Exchange, is, hang on, I'll turn the game back up a little more. How are my audio levels, guys? Are they good? Whatever. I'm just gonna go, and if they're bad, just tell me. Okay. So the first level, Exchange, it's a pretty simple level. There's not really much variance in like, you know, advanced to beginner strats. So right at the start here, this is when you start the timer, is the instant you gain control of Bond. That's when you start the timer, right? So in this first section, all you're going to do is just run straight forward, mash jump to go up the slope, and just try and get to the castle doors. It's pretty simple. You can go up the the big snow slope on the side of like the hill, but that's more advanced and only saves like the tiniest amount of time. If you want to learn it, go ahead, because it's right at the start of the game and it's not that hard, but yeah. Anyway, so all you want to do is just jump off here. I'm mashing jump. Just watch my inputs here. Tap that guy. Now I come up here. I change strafe directions here, but if you can't, don't worry. This guard can get in your way, but it doesn't matter. I just mash A on the door. Easy. Try not to take too much damage. Your health does matter in this level at the start, because at the end of this level, you're gonna take some damage. But anyway, this next bit, also pretty simple. Just come over here, mash jump up the stairs, keep running this way. Now, these spotlights that are coming up, their position in which they spawn is complete RNG. You either get good patterns or bad patterns. If you get bad patterns, you've got to try and walk around them. Let me just take a drink of water real quick so I don't burn my throat out. That's good H2O. Anyway. So watch this. Okay, so I got good patterns. You want to jump on this... See this, like, thing on the side of the wall here? You want to jump on that, because if there's a spotlight on the ground and you're on this, the spotlight won't go off. And just come this way and go into the party. Easy. Now, as for the party movement, it's all just about lines and going fast. There's really nothing to do in the party. Just throw punches and be a memer. You know, there's nothing really to do. Come this way, open the door. Same deal. Now, when you get here, when it comes to Rook, you want to stop and wait for him to walk through the door, because if you get in his way, he'll stop and you'll lose time. So I get in the corner there, and then I just come through. That's it. So you want to come up the stairs this way, and come in here. Skip this cutscene. Now, we're going to go for a clip here. This is the first clip of the run. So this is the bookshelf clip. Now, the actual clipping point of this is between this book here, the one that's next to the one that's fallen over, and like here. Like this book right next to the white ones. So as I said before, you're going to stand up and pull out a gadget while holding forward, and if you do this right, you should land down there. You've got to, like, as soon as you see yourself hit the clip, start strafing that way, because if you do that, then you won't fall out of bounds. If you do, though, just keep going. It's fine. But anyway, this is how you do the clip. So now I'm in the floor right, and I hit crouch, and I'm good. I could have done that faster, but I'll show you at the end how it goes fast. So then you just come up these steps, and you just use this door. Okay. So this third section, there's going to be a little bit of RNG. I will talk about that more in depth, but this is the most complicated part of the level. So you skip this cutscene, come over here, pull out your gun, jump out, open the window, shoot these two guys, because if you don't, they'll ruin you later. Get out your laser, mash to go up these stairs, and then push A on this thing to open the control panel and zap it like as quick as you can. Okay, so I got somewhat good RNG here. Now the way this RNG works is these guards, where they spawn and the weapons they have is completely random. Now, they can either spawn with SMGs or pistols. Good RNG means they both spawn with pistols and out of the way. That's the best RNG you can get. Bad RNG means they spawned with both SMGs and they're both in the way. That's the worst you can get, and it's sort of between those two things and can get worse or better. Now, what I got at the moment is the guy on the left has an SMG, and the guy on the right has a pistol. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my gun, shoot the guy with the pistol, and I should live. Grab this armor, by the way, you're going to need it. And now, this guy will shoot me, but he's not going to do that much damage. I grab that. Also, if you are just super scared, just shoot the both of them, honestly. Also, because I go fast here, I don't take a lot of damage. So you want to open that, and you want to come this way. Jump across here. Do a turning jump and land on top of the gondola. And what you're going to do here is you're going to walk backwards over the hole on the top. and this will activate the gondola without you actually getting in it. Now, this is important, because we're going to use it to kill the chopper later. So you grab that armor and try to shoot as many of these guys as you can. Now, you want to try and dispose of these guys really quickly, because when you look up there, the game actually will lag a fair bit. Now, watch where I aim my crosshair. Now, I didn't kill those guys, which is bad. But watch where I aim my crosshair, and I don't know, you just kind of got to get a feel for these rockets. It's hard to explain. Now, there's an audio cue here. When the gondola starts creaking, it goes like, on the second part, that's when you want to start firing. See? And then fire the rockets like that, and you'll hit it every time. Now, the helicopter takes 3 rockets to kill, okay? So just remember that. Now, I'm going to replay that level, and I'm going to do it fast. Anyway, I'll try not to talk too much through this. And, yeah, I'm just going through it again, just to clarify everything. So, I fat-fingered there. That was a bit stupid, but whatever. I'm mashing to go up the slope faster. Anyway. So, yeah, I go through the door. And this is the strafe pattern that I like to take, but you can take other ones, but I feel this one's the most optimal because it allows for the most strafe changes. Still mashing jump to go up those slopes, by the way. Just pay attention to my input display as well. That's another thing. Like, yeah, you see? I'm trying to skip every cutscene I can. You know, do everything that's required in a speedrun.
007. The guests won't take kindly to firearms. Keep them hidden to maintain a low profile.
If you're gonna mess about with the stunner or punching, just make sure you don't actually punch people or stun them. I accidentally did that in a run once, and it was pretty funny.
Drake's about to address his guests.
Let's go in the corner to avoid Rook.
Yes.
Come through here. I should mention, there's another clip you can do here, but it's really inconsistent, and I don't recommend it. I'm not even going to show it. Anyway, bookshelf clip. So when you go for the clips too, when it comes to like just standard clips, I like to mash the crouch button so I can hit it ASAP. But when it comes to like frame perfect clips or other ones, I like to time it. I should mention that, but do what works for you. Okay. So I hope I'll be able to demonstrate bad RNG or something. So you laser this. Okay, so this is bad RNG. Oh, that was kind of bad RNG. He dropped an SMG. I should mention, now that we picked up the SMG... Oh, when you laser that safe, by the way, I should mention this. So you laser the top one, crouch, and then hold manual aim and bring it down. And you'll hit it every time. That's the fastest way to laser the safe. Anyway. So now that I picked up the submachine gun, I'm going to use that to kill these guys. It makes it a lot easier. Yeah, so sometimes these guys just don't like to die. But anyway, they're too far away now. I'm just going to look away. Oops. Yeah, I swear the game ate my input there or something, but anyway, yeah, I got it. I also look at the ground after to reduce lag. Anyway, so that's exchange.
Oh yeah, baby, did you see that?
So now we move on to Alpine Escape, and this level is a complete auto-scroller, so there's really not much I can say about this level. There's only a few parts where you can save time here and there. So at the start, you can like draw, you know, you can draw stuff, like, I don't know, draw a big smiley, draw a big nose face. because XD memes. You can get extra points if you want for shooting those guys down. Bond moves. You'll eventually, like, learn the spawn order of these guys. It just becomes second nature. So yeah, there's, like, only a few things here and there. I'm just, honestly, this level's really easy. I'm just gonna try and go through it and just explain, like, on the spot. So anyway, you're gonna have to shoot some barrels up here. It'll make Zoe speed up in the snowmobile. You don't want to shoot them too soon though, otherwise you'll actually ruin it. Same for these ones. I should mention too, you can zoom in and out with the D-pad on the GameCube. A lot of people don't know that. The GameCube controller. Oh my gosh. These next guys, you want to wait a little before you shoot them, because if you shoot them back here, their snowmobiles can actually land in front of you. So I wait for the two of them to line up, shoot them, and then you can pop this guy. So this the part coming up here. You can shoot this guy through the cutscene. It saves about half a second. So you want to shoot out this, and then get out your missiles. Now the line up here, you want to aim. There's like a bit of grass on the hill. You want to aim slightly to the left of that and in between two trees in the horizon. You just have to pay attention to my lineup if I get it. Okay, yeah, that's where you want to shoot. That gets him right in the face. You got to lead the target a little bit there, but yeah, we got him. Got an air shot too. Anyway. I should mention with these guys in the snowmobiles, like the turret guys, try to shoot only the top guy in the turret, because if you shoot the driver or kill him, the snowmobile will stop in front of you and you'll lose a lot of time. So this part here, you just want to shoot the gate really quickly. Don't try to shoot it through the cutscene, it loses time. So wait, and then shoot that. Here, you want to look at the sky because this part lags a lot. And I mean a lot. Here, I'll show you how much it lags. Like, you probably can't see it, but just believe me, it lags a very good amount. Like there, it just lagged a lot. You want to look at the sky there, just trust me. Skip this cutscene. I like to just fire once and that kills the gunner in that. And try to shoot him. There's a tree here that has a weird property. I don't know why, but it explodes for some reason. Don't know why. Then this guy comes along from here. Just try to shoot him ASAP so he dies. Yeah, I got him. Nice. Look away so the particles don't lag you. And that's the end of Alpine Escape. I'm not going to replay this level because there's not really a lot to say about it. So anyway, we're moving on to Enemies Vanquished. Now, Enemies Vanquished is the worst level in the game for the any % run. This is a run killer. It will ruin you. And in my world record runs, I have to get this first try. Yeah. So this level's normally like a big, long driving sequence, but we're not going to do any of that. We're going to just skip the whole thing, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive forward, turn around with the handbrake, which is the X button, same as crouch, and then try and whack out a barricade and wedge yourself in between. So like this. Try to hit the barricade so it goes away. See, I got it really bad there. Okay, the barricade bounced away, but I'll show you a better example. So, try to watch exactly where I'm hitting it. Okay, I messed it up there. No. Yeah, I messed it up there. That was a better example. So now I want to turn my car right so the back lands on the barricade. Okay, now this can happen. You can get stuck. It can come back like properly in bounds. Or like it can't, the skip can still work, but that's just random. I'll try to show you what happens when you get it fast, or like all the variables that can happen. So, that's getting it fast, essentially. I'll try doing that one more time, but I'll try and get the tumble one. If your car tumbles over, it can still work, just an FYI. Okay, so that's me failing it. It's basically random. Okay, so the game's being nice to me today for some reason. Yeah, this car has some really weird properties. Oh, if this happens to you, you can just reverse there. So anyway, I'm gonna do that again, so I'm on familiar timing. Okay. Please just go out of bounds. Okay, there we go. So now what we're going to do is, so see, I crossed the geometry at 49. So now we're going to wait we're going to drive for 27.5 seconds and then let go of the gas. Okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to switch to first person and line ourselves up with the machine gun in this exact position. So pay attention to this. Alright? So we crossed at 49, so that means we'll have to stop accelerating at 422. So switch to your missiles and just wait. And now I let go of the gas. And if I did all things right, I fall. And I should hit the end of the level. And I hit the trigger to make Q start talking. Now for these end guys, you want to skip this cutscene ASAP, but try not to mash to get your, to make your missiles fire, otherwise it'll mess up your pattern. So the way we're going to do this is 3 rockets on the left enemies, 2 on the right, and 1 on the center. So, boom, boom. Oh, sorry, 4 on the left, 2 on the right, and 1 on the center. And that should get them all. So, 4 on the left, 2 on the right, 1 on the center. Best way to do it. Anyway, I'm not going to play through that again because I feel I covered that well enough. So we're going to move on to Double Cross. Now, Double Cross is the most intense movement level and has an NPC which is really annoying, actually.
Oh yeah, baby, did you see that?
Okay, so this NPC right here, the one in the loading screen, his name's Mayhew. Now, the way Mayhew works is he will only move faster when you're looking at him, and he can't pass sections unless enemies are either dead or stunned. Okay? So, what's going to happen at the start of this level is this guy here, he's going to jump through the glass. We're going to spam him down with the pistol, so... And we're going to pick up his Raptor Magnum, and we're going to switch to that. Jump into the center here. This makes Mayhew move quickly. And then we want to shoot these 2 guys down. See, okay, Mayhew was slow, so he can do that. Usually he'll go really fast, though. So when you see him moving, you want to check that he's moving. Then you want to come in here, and you want to headshot these guys. You can use the Storm, the SMG, if you want. Now you want to make sure you pick up that stun grenade. That's important. You want to spam some of these guys down. Check that Mayhew's coming. Mayhew's really nice to me right now. Mayhew can just go really slow sometimes. So I want to get it. This is how we're going to deal with this next room. There's a lot of enemies in here, so we're going to throw a stun grenade, pull out the shaver, wait for him to hopefully break the glass, and then get the stunner there. And that should let him come through. I'm going to do that again just to show you it fast. I accidentally got stunned myself. But yeah, I'll show you that again just to show you it faster. So I picked up the Storm there. You can switch to it if you want. In fact, I'll show you it with the Storm. Now, if you do it with the Storm, it's like more random. And I think maybe just a hair slower than hitting headshots with the PP7, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So this is where I'll run forward. Now, they broke the glass properly this time. Let off the shaver. Sometimes guys just don't get stunned, so you want to check that everybody does get either dead or stunned. And yeah, that's the end of this. Make sure you give ample room for Mayhew to walk too. So that's the end of the first section. Mayhew will say this way when he needs to, when he'll come and pass. So, this second section, we're going to have to save some hostages and do a tricky rail jump. So you want to climb out of the bunker. Use the PP7 here. Do not use the shotgun, because you can accidentally hit the hostage with the pellet spray. Now, this guy here, you can either headshot him or spam him down. I like to headshot him. And miss a lot. Jump out here. This area lags a lot, by the way. What was I saying? I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can spam that guy down. If you spam him down, he takes a lot of shots, though. So we're going to do a tricky rail jump here. I'm going to get rid of the sniper just so he doesn't bother me. Now, the way this rail jump works is you want to jump from this rock to here. Now, everyone sort of has their own way of doing this. I like to strafe against it, jump, and then you'll see that I sort of just, you know, got over it. You're not supposed to be able to make that jump. Like, pay attention to where my crosshair is pointed, and then just jump. I don't know, it's something you just got to get a feel for. I don't know, dude. There's another one you can do here, but it's, like, way less consistent. I don't even know how to do it. And if you're absolutely incompetent... Oh, jeez, that's not a nice word. If you're absolutely incapable of doing it, you can come around. But beware, if you open this door, it makes more guys spawn here. Okay. So anyway. It makes more guys spawn there. Now, for the last bit, you want to put the silencer on your gun. And you want to shoot this guy through the window here. Which doesn't exist. You want to shoot that guy through the window. And then quickly use this. I should probably turn sounds and alerts off, to be honest. I'm going to do that real quick. Volume mixer. What the hell? What the hell? Whatever. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm gonna fail this again and do this part really quickly. If you ever want to practice, by the way, you can just shoot the civilian. Okay. So, I'll do this again really quickly. Hang on a second. Okay. You can reload the shotgun if you want, but we're actually not going to be using it for the rest of the level. Or if you want to, you can. I like to use the silencer here when I go for this one tap. Nice. If you're not confident in your aim, you can just spam that guy down, though. Come this way, do the jump. Whoops. Shoot Mayhew's computer. You can use the storm for this, and it's a lot better, actually. I just shoot it with the pistol, though. Just, it works for me. And then you shoot this guy, and use the door quickly. Okay. So. The third section of Double Cross. So this part, there's a hostage who can die. I'll get to that in a second. So we're going to grab a code key. And the reason we put the silencer on the pistol, this is only a theory, but we think it alerts the guard less, so this hostage doesn't die.
I've added an item to your inventory.
Now, we're going to grab this code key. Now, the grab detection on this is actually a bit funky. I can start strafing earlier. So, see? Now, you use this painting. And now the theory is that the later you go there, what essentially happens is this guy here, the shotgun guard, shoots her. And I'm going to shoot her again. I'll try to get it to happen. So I can just show an example. This happens as you're going through, and if it happens, you fail.
I've added an item.
Sorry, mate. My audio keeps cutting out. My monitoring audio. Anyway.
As an electric shaver. Simply place it on the ground and detonate.
So I'll try and make this happen. See? That I purposefully went slow there. So that's what happens. So the theory is that the later you go, the less likely this will happen. But I don't know if that's true or not. You just have to hope for the best.
007.
Now, let's do this part fast.
To your inventory. A powerful yet stealthy flashbang grenade disguised as an electric shaver. Simply place it.
Okay, so we got lucky there. Okay, so you want to shoot this guy, otherwise you won't be able to pass through. If you're scared, you can grab this armor here, but there's more armor ahead, so I don't recommend it. Shoot this guy from far away, and hope you get a good death animation. I got a good one there because his sniper landed on the floor. Then you want to shoot this guy through the window. Don't reload the pistol. Pull out the sniper, run through here, and use the door. I should mention though, this sniper can actually land on the ground down there, but anyway. So use the door. Make sure you have the sniper out, because we're going to snipe the ninja. So we have a ninja fight now. This guy, he can either flip sideways or backwards. He flips backwards a lot more. I find that holding down in the cutscene or the loading screen helps, but anyway, that's pretty standard. I'll play through this level. Actually, should I play through this level again, guys? I kind of covered that pretty well. Nah, I won't play through it again. Anyway.
Oh yeah, baby.
So this is Night Shift. This level is really intense at top level. But at lower level, it's not too tough. So this is going to be the first example of me showing multiple strats to both top and beginner level.
Bond, M here.
So you're going to start this level off by running up here and shooting the guard. You want to shoot the guard or use the stunner on him. I don't recommend punching him. I do it, but it's just a meme that I do. Don't punch him. Use the stunner. A lot better. So I'm going to start off with the hard strat. I showed this before, but this is a thing called reverse clip. So what you're going to do is you're going to clip at this point of the elevator and then strafe over to the right here, and you'll start to sink down. And once you get to... Okay, well, I messed it up there. Once you get to a certain level, about like here, you crouch and pull out a gadget, and you'll pop right into the elevator. So that's the hard strat. Now, the medium/easy strat is a thing called plant clip. Now, plant clip, I'm gonna restart here. Now, plant clip is probably the one I recommend you do if you're just learning this game. It's really, really easy.
Bond, M here.
So,
avoid civilian casualties at all cost.
Get out your stunner.
You with tranquilizer darts.
Hit the alarm.
Please use them.
Mash the jump button as you go up those stairs.
Hey,
Where do you think you were going? So you come into the control room. Okay, nice, I got him. And you want to do this. So have no gun out, and you want to clip on between the coffee machine and this plant. So now we're bobbing. Technically, we're out of bounds. I think a guard just spotted me. Whatever. Yeah, he did. So you want to come to the back of the elevator and push A on it. Do not stand in the elevator, or you will die. How it works when you're out of bounds, I didn't mention this before, but you're essentially bobbing up and down really fast. If you're essentially continuously falling, and you're taking a lot of fall damage building up, if you touch the ground, you will die. And I'll talk about the easy strat. The easy strat, if you absolutely can't do plant clip, just activate the elevators. That's it. Anyway.
Bond, M here. Avoid civilian casualties at all cost. Q Branch has supplied you with tranquilizer darts.
raise
Please
the
use
alarm.
them.
You
Don't move! So yeah, just activate the elevators if you absolutely cannot do plant clip. You can grab this armor too, it'll help you later. So just activate the elevator. Easy. And just come over and get in the elevator. So this next section's a little more advanced. I'm gonna show the hard strat first. This is what I do. This is literally like only if you're going for world record. You want to go fast, run through the lasers.
Can detect hidden laser tripwires.
Actually, no, I'm gonna do that again. Sorry. I want to explain about where the lasers are. So, there's lasers here, and what these lasers will do is they activate turrets. Now, these turrets, aren't a problem necessarily, but what they do is the security guards hear them, and then they'll run to push the door. Sorry, to push the alarm. So I'll show where the things are. So there's one laser here,
Don't forget that your glasses can detect hidden laser
and a laser that
tripwires.
comes across here, right? So you want to try and jump over this one. But this is how we're gonna do it fast, okay?
Hit the alarm!
So I'm gonna show you the fast strat. This isn't the ultra fast strat like TAS level, but this is probably the safest and fastest I recommend. If you're like going for world record, of course. Well, actually no. No, this is like the standard fast method, but a clip I'm gonna show soon is world record level. So you get out the Q-worm.
That looks like the
You're gonna pop it in.
Install the Q-worm into that device and we're in
And
business.
this is the world record clip. Okay, so if you're fast, you can actually beat this door here. I should just mention that. So this is a clip that I discovered. This clip is finicky. So this only saves like 2 seconds, so I'd absolutely only recommend it if you're going for world record. So you're gonna clip on like this point here, and as soon as you see yourself starting to clip, you gotta push right instantly. See, why this thing is risky is because this plant that's out here will actually push you into here if you're not careful, or worst case scenario, actually push you down even further, and at that point, it's the long run over. Anyway, I'm gonna redo this. I'll get to explaining how all this works, but that's the, like, ultra-fast, dangerous gamer method. Okay. So, this is the safety method I recommend if you're a beginner. So first off, we're gonna duck under the laser. This loses, like, half a second, don't worry. Right. So we're gonna duck under the laser,
Don't forget that your glasses can detect
and then
hidden
jump
laser
over this
tripwires.
one, and we won't trigger the turret at all.
Bond, there are security cameras on this floor too. If
Get
you
out your
see one,
Q-worm.
be careful not to cross its
Ignore that
range-finding
guard.
beam.
Pop your Q-worm in. That was a guard walking over the laser, by the way. Get out your grapple. Now, this is a thing called the vent clip, right? Now, the way the vent clip works is we're going to clip inside this vent up here. But what we're going to do is we're going to crouch right before the grapple hits, right? So, now, I'm actually... Well, I messed that up. I didn't go fast enough, but I was actually inside the vent there. So, I can move a little bit while I'm in that clipping state, and obviously that's much faster than doing this. I'll show that again. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so that's the 2 ways you do this. I will also mention that this guard here, he doesn't spawn if you do that clip that comes through here. But anyway, so you want to push use on this. Now there's 2 ways you can get through this door. There's the decryptor spam method, which is this. So you run against it and you use the decryptor keypad, and then you want to cancel and use it again really quickly. It's basically frame perfect. The way I recommend you do it is get your fingers like this. And just like have your middle finger be slightly higher and just go like that. Yeah, it's a bit tough to get the hang of. But essentially once you see that the screen is black, that's when you've got it. If you're holding the direction, you'll just pop right through. And if you absolutely... Uh-oh. Oh no, it's messed up. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. Well, not run. I'll have to redo this. Whatever, gives me another chance to show it, whatever. I was essentially just gonna say, if you can't do it, just use the decryptor.
Bond, don't forget that your glasses can detect hidden laser tripwires.
So notice when I went to the left a little bit there, it made the turret stop. The reason I did that was actually, because then the guard won't hear it.
Into that device and we're in business.
I didn't beat the door. Oh well. Okay. Yeah, that clip's finicky. Anyway, so if you absolutely can't do that spam method, just use the decryptor. It saves like 5 seconds to do that spam method. Or however long this decryptor takes. It's always the same value, by the way, so don't complain. I don't want to hear anybody complaining about RNG on the decryptor. It's always the same speed. Okay, so there's a frame perfect clip coming up. You don't need to hit it, and it doesn't lose time to go for it, so go for it. So what you want to do is skip this cutscene ASAP and run forward, and you can catch the elevator before it goes up. Now I use an audio cue here. When Q says access, like the S at the end of access, that's when you want to go for the frame perfect clip. You have to pay close attention to the position I'm in too, because that matters, and I recommend using the laser for this.
See if you can use the exterior elevator to gain access.
Oh, I messed it up. Okay, I got it. Nice. Now, if you hit this clip, you want to clip on the right side of this elevator door. Now, I'm going to fail this just so I can show you what to do if you don't hit the clip.
It should lead up to the rooftop.
Oh, I know what I can do to fail it. I hope I know. Okay, there we go. This works. Nice. Okay. So, the vent clip I showed in Phoenix Fire earlier, that's the one we're gonna do. As I said, this frame perfect clip only saves about 2 seconds, so don't worry if you don't hit it. The position you want to stand is between this here, like about here. That's essentially where. Anyway, so be careful when you open this vent because it can actually push you out of bounds. So make sure you stand back when you open it. Now, you want to just clip in this corner. Easy clip. Get out your decryptor.
That stairwell bond. It should lead up to the rooftop.
Try to get both of them open at once with the use button. And then hold use on this. Sorry, hold the decryptor on this. Don't do the decryptor spam method to get in here, by the way, because we found a way in, but we can't get a way out. Now, here you're just going to pop the Q worm in the back of the computer. And, there you go. If you... We're gonna have to fight some enemies later, kinda. If you want to be extra safe, you can grab this rocket launcher, but that's up to you. Also, just quick shout out to, the sound bug. Absolutely wonderful. So now, the reason we came over here and activated this first is actually because this takes a while to open. So now you're just gonna run in, grab this, run out here, pull out your rocket launcher, your dart gun, or your shaver. You can use the shaver or the dart gun or the rocket launcher. I use the dart gun. I'm gonna kill everything just to demonstrate stuff. Go away. Go away. Okay. So, you can... what I actually didn't know is that you could kill that. I actually didn't learn this until the other day. Anyway, so, I'll just get rid of these guys. So, what you're going to want to do here is, there's a clip that you're going to do. We're going to clip on the helicopter. If you go for this clip, you want to start the clip here and then move over to here. The reason why is because if you miss the parachute and you clip through, you're just going to fail. So, I'll show the clip, and if you absolutely can't hit the clip, just jump off the roof after you grab the parachute. So this is the clip.
Only one way off this rooftop.
That's it.
Jump.
Now, I'll replay through this level with, actually, should I replay it? Honestly, I played it... I explained everything pretty damn well. Honestly, if you want to watch me play through it, just go watch my PB. Honestly, I'm going to be replaying a lot of parts on Chain Reaction too, anyway. So, Chain Reaction.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
baby,
talk about
did you
this
see
level.
that?
This level will ruin you at beginner level. It's a run killer. It still even loses me runs at top level. Really intense level. Not very beginner friendly, but there are beginner friendly strats that I will show. So, I'm going to start by showing the hard strat on the level. You don't want to obviously skip these cutscenes at the start of levels. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hold left strafe, put the sniper away,
007, your
and pull out the
camera should
micro
help you
camera.
here.
Now,
Any
back
snipers in
into the vent,
shadows will be
crouch,
much
and then
easier
stand
to
up,
miss.
and you'll pop right out.
Take cover.
Take a photo of that, and check that you completed it. And then we're going to do a clip here, just in this corner. And this is the hard strat. This clip's a bit finicky.
He's next to the hangar.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's called the wiggle clip, or the green door clip.
He's by the loading door.
Now, do you see these 2 dots on the ground, right? The actual clipping point here is, like, here. But for some reason, this clip doesn't work unless you, like, come across and then back. Like that. But you have to do that in a clipping motion, like this. It's really finicky. Now, I got lucky there, but usually when you hit this clip, you want to immediately crouch once you get in here. Because you'll start bobbing, and you want to crouch, and you should pop back in bounds. Now, that's the hard strat. I'm going to show you the easier method. The actual methods in the beginning aren't hard or easy, I would say. Like, you can get good at them with enough
007,
practice.
Your camera should help you here. Any snipers in the
but
shadows will be much easier to miss.
the problem here is that we're going to pick up... Well, the thing here is that we're going to pick up a Ronin, which is a briefcase turret. So you want to come over this way, come in the hole, grab the armor. Now, this jump over the fence can be a little finicky, but the best way to do it is either just rush it and jump it like that, or you have to, like, stop and then... I can't get back over, but you have to, like, stop and then jump on it. I don't know, it's something that you kind of got to get used to. Then you want to do a clip here, right? So you want to clip here and instantly stand yourself back up ASAP, and you want to get into here so you can grab the Ronin. Open the door. You can clip out here, I think it is, but it only saves like a second, so don't worry about it.
I see him.
And you want to come over here. We're going to do the other clip. This can be done in the Ronin-less route as well. So the clipping point here, we're going to stand in the right corner and move just a little over to the left, and then do our clip. Now, this one's a bit more finicky, but a lot easier to do than the green door clip. So we're gonna, once we, like, clip in, we're gonna go forward and then left strafe diagonally, oh, your left, and then crouch as soon as you hit the ground, or as soon as you start to bob. So watch this. Crouch. And then you should come back in bounds. So, I don't know how else to explain that. That one is just one you kind of got to get a feel for. So now we're technically actually in bounds. So you want to walk this way towards the door, and you should start walking up. Okay, well, I messed it up. You want to walk towards the door, and then you should start walking up a staircase. Now, this is an unintended jump here. You're going to want to stand on the very top. You can, like, line yourself up by looking down. Now, if you're a beginner, if you want to do it strafeless, you can just jump and hold forward there. If you want to go fast like me, you have to do a strafe jump like that. That's the first section done. Now, the reason we picked up that Ronin, I'm going to begin by showing the hard strat. Now, the hard strat, I need to talk about when you fall, how you can retain, or how you can kind of get an extra glide. So if you fall while you're crouching and you stand up, you'll kind of get a bit of an extra glide. Do you see that? So we're going to abuse that. And this clip, this is like easily one of the biggest run killers of the game, and it kind of takes you some time to get used to. I'll show the falling again. So if I see how I kind of got a bit of an extra glide there. Now, we're going to do a clip over here, right? Now, the actual clipping point here isn't in the corner. It's sort of like between the corner. It's like here to here. So you just have to watch my input display here. Angles are really important. You want to do your clip and then try and land on this seam. So try and land there, and then you got to do that jump. That jump's a lot harder than it looks, okay? So if you're just learning this clip, you can use the camera to line yourself up. Angles are really important, and then you just hold forward. And we're basically going to do a leap of faith. I'm going to show a safety method. Now, the safety method I like to do is if you look at this line on the tower and then do a forward left strafe jump, works every time. Now, obviously that's not what I do. I do that at like marathons or whatever. What I like to do when I do that is I like to just go forward, strafe, jump left, turn to the left a little, and then right strafe back in. That's what I like to do. You can watch me do it in my world record runs, but anyway. That's the hard method. Now I'm going to show you the easier method. So the reason we picked up that Ronin earlier is we're going to do this thing with the Ronin over here. So you come this way, and then you want to drop the Ronin here. Get here. Now this is super important. Do not run and jump. You want to jump, then start strafing, okay? If you jump, if you start running and then jump, you're just going to slip off the Ronin and not make the jump. So notice I did a strafe jump, and I jumped, then strafed. Now we're going to climb up this ladder, and we're going to do another clip here. We're going to clip on this pipe here, and it'll just take us into the warehouse. Okay? Simple. Now, you want to take a photo of this. This can be finicky. Sometimes it doesn't take a photo. Make sure you check that it takes the photo. And you can use this through the floor. You want to bust down this door. If you're playing on PAL, by the way, you don't have to let go of the laser. If you're on NTSC, you have to let go for like a second and then fire again. Wondering if there's anything else I haven't talked about. No. Okay, and when you get to this end bit, jump. It'll activate the trigger faster. And that's chain reaction. Do you guys want me to play through that again or not? Because I'm cool either way. Actually, nah, I kind of explained it pretty well. Okay, let's move on to Phoenix Fire.
Oh yeah, baby, did you see that?
Right. Phoenix Fire, this level's pretty intense. Especially intense at top level. The first section of this level is really, really easy. There's 2 routes you can take.
Security alert.
Get it,
The
Tony!
has been temporarily disabled.
I'll play through it again after for you,
Have a
Panzer.
nice day.
So there's 2 clips you can do. You want to shoot that guy. Take his grenade if you want. You want to do either this clip or this clip. This one's easier, but this one's not too difficult. The actual clipping point here, I showed that clip earlier, but the actual clipping point here is in the center of the door. Then you want to do that glide thing I was talking about and just use the door. That's it. So this bit's really difficult. I'm gonna talk about the hard strat straight up. So this is like the ultimate dangerous gamer strat. You basically have to do a clip through the wall while all these guys are shooting at you, and hope you get it second try at absolute max, because if you go for it a third, you're gonna die. So you want to strafe this way, pick up the briefcase, instantly pull it out, and get a line up. Do you see this line on the wall? The clipping point of this briefcase, because you want to put the briefcase down and do a clip on it. The clipping point is like next to the line. It's slightly to the right of it. So I like to get a line up like that, and I messed that up. So this briefcase position is okay. Get your angle correct, and then... Now, once you get in here, what you want to do is... You want to be looking to the right a little, and then move forward, and as soon as you see the elevator, crouch and you'll pop through. I'm going to kill myself so I can demonstrate that again. I thought it disappeared. Okay. So I'll demonstrate that again. Well, when you come through, I should add... Well, I'll just do it again. Get your angle right. That's doing it fast. Now, I pushed A when I go in, and it worked. So anyway, I'm going to show the easy strat. I should also mention that you can do this in combination with deactivating the Ronin that's over on the one that shoots at you, because those first 2 guards can't aim at all. But I'll show the easier strat. Let me just... want your grenade. Okay, nice. I want to take some damage here too, so I can suicide later. Ah, damn it. I didn't take damage. I'll just get those guys to shoot me. So this is the easier strat. We're going to take the briefcase into the control room, plop it down in front of the monitors, and do a clip, and you'll pop right through. You can grab the RPG or armor if you don't feel safe for later in the level, or for the next section. So you can grab these if you want. You don't need to, though. Now, where I like to aim is... Do you see this dark bit here? I like to aim at this. Plop this down. It's not too precise. It doesn't really need to be. Make sure you're standing on the top of the briefcase, like this little handle bit. And then just do a clip. And you'll pop right through. Simple. So this next bit has a frame-perfect clip. It saves about a minute, so it kind of is necessary. It's kind of just something you got to get a feel for. My biggest bits of advice are try to do it with the laser, because that's the easiest to frame-perfect clip with. Stand somewhat in the middle to the right, and just keep going for it. Okay, well I got it, and I didn't use the laser there. If you don't hit it, what's going to happen is the elevator will keep going down, and they'll drop bombs on you. Just deactivate the bombs, and just keep going for the clip. I need to add 2. When you do that clip, make sure that you mash A, otherwise your console will freeze. Make absolute sure that you mash A. Whoops. Anyway, let's do this again.
Security alert. Operators have been
Sorry?
temporarily disabled for your protection. Have a nice day.
Here, I'll do the other clip just to show it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to replay through the levels, honestly, because I just don't feel it's necessary. I have input display and I'm explaining stuff really well. So, I'll show that again. I'll like miss it on purpose a bunch. Actually, no, I'll just show it again and I'll use the laser. Okay, nice. Is my input display still working? Yes, it is. Good. And it has been this whole time. Okay, so I'll show the position you want to stand, or crouch. You want to crouch about here, and then just hold up again. Oh my god, why am I getting it so consistently today? So mash A, or your console will freeze. I don't think you need to do this on emulator, but just get into a habit of doing it anyway. Yeah, that's the second section. There are plenty of runs out there that'll show, you know, what to do if you can't hit it. So for this next bit, if you picked up the rocket launcher, you can fire a rocket at this wall and go in here and open the shutters, but I don't recommend it, because this clip over here is pretty damn easy. So all you gotta do is come to this seam bit here, do a clip, and if you hold forward, you should land on this thing, and then all you do is just jump back in bounds and you'll complete it. That's Phoenix Fire. Pretty intense level, but I mean, after you get this level out of the way, you move on to Deep Descent, which is sort of a Resident Sleeper level. Oh, hang on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
baby,
then you move on to Deep Descent, which sort of is a Resident Sleeper level, but I mean, it sort of just has to be done. Let me just drink some water. Right. So. This level, you're in a sub. Okay, so let me look at my notes. So in this level, I will just add straight up that there are no checkpoints in this level, so you absolutely cannot afford to die in this level. If you die, it's run over. First things first, drive in first person. It makes driving a lot easier and reduces a lot of lag. I'm just going to go through this level and just explain stuff as it happens. So you drive in here. You can go really dangerous here and you can drive through these things here. more chance of bumping, but it only saves like a little bit of time. So come this way. You want to accelerate fully here, by the way. Come down low and then turn up this way, and you're good. Shoot a torpedo there, or try to line up and shoot that thing. Okay, it didn't work, but yeah, there we go. Now, here, there's two ways you can approach this. You can shoot the laser... You can shoot the sensor through the lasers with the regular torpedoes, or you can use the remote torpedoes. I'm going to show the regular ones. That lineup's a bit tricky. But yeah, you can use the remote torpedoes or that. Using the regular torpedoes is faster. Okay. So you want to come this way. Try to avoid the mines. There's a rock in that shrub back there, by the way. The one that's on top of that, so don't... on top of that, like, plateau, or whatever you want to call it, so don't go through that. So you want to use the remote torpedoes here. You can hit this with the regular torpedoes, but it's like TAS level and only saves like a second. Don't bother. You can be driving at full speed and then use a remote torpedo, by the way, and it stops your car, so that's all good. Right. So if you're fast, you can drive straight up through the top of this and drive over this mine, and you're fine. Try and cut every corner you can, just to go faster. Skip this cutscene. Now, the way you're going to do this bit is, come for this one first, and just go around. That's it. The range in which you can plant the Q charges is massive. So you don't need to get up and finicky. Then pull on the brakes, so the reverse. That's the L trigger. And come this way. You don't need to shoot these guys. In fact, it actually lags the game more if you do shoot them. Skip that cutscene. Try not to shoot a torpedo like I did once and kill the sub. You don't want to shoot this sub because you want to follow it. Try and avoid the bombs that he drops. Now, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be just cutting every corner possible because we're eventually going to be getting in front of the sub. If you can't, don't worry, but just try to follow the exact path that I do, okay? I know that's like really counterintuitive, like, oh, just do what I do, but honestly, that's kind of the only way you can do this bit faster. Is just do what I do. So drive up high here. You want to go over the top of this because it's faster. So you notice we're closer to the sub now. Cut this corner as tight as you can. Go above this. Yes, I did. Drive upwards here. Try to avoid this plane because it falls. Drive through the right thing of this. Go downwards. And come over the top here. And through this bit. Now we actually have to slow down a little, otherwise we'll bonk on the door. So let go of the accelerator for a little bit and then just drive through. Hug the left wall here, by the way, otherwise the sub will bump you. Skip this cutscene. The sub will bump you. You don't need to shoot the sub, by the way. Same deal as before, you can use the remote torpedoes or the regular ones to shoot this sensor. I use the regular ones because I have to. Okay, well I messed that up, okay. And again, wow. Okay, I got it now. Right, so you pick up this armor. Now I'm going to show you how to fight this sub. A lot of people who played this game casually have PTSD from this sub. I'm going to show you the best way to kill it. So you plant this Q charge. Skip this cutscene. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use that sub up in the top left as cover. So plant this charge, come under here, wait for it to lock on, pop 2 torpedoes, come up here, deploy the Q charge, and you're good. Drive this way, reduces lag, and you activate the trigger faster. And that's Deep Descent. Boring level, but one of the most scary at top level, actually, believe it or not. Okay.
Oh yeah, baby, did you see that?
So, Island Infiltration. This level has basically a 6-7 minute auto-scroller. Pretty boring. I'm only going to play through this one once, obviously, same with Deep Descent. The only part you really want to care about too much is the first section you're going to be driving. Once again, drive in first person again. It'll reduce lag. Conserving health is super, super important though. Because if you go into the second section with no health, your plane's going to die and you'll lose a lot of time. So, let me just look at my notes. So you're going to drive into this compound. So take a right turn here. You're going to drive into this compound. And Now, there's a couple things you can do here. There's armor if you go to the left, but it's kind of out of the way and I don't recommend it. Or you can go to the right and pick up these missiles. That's what I recommend. If you do that fast, by the way, you'll clear that without touching him. Use the handbrake, which is X, and spam the B button to download the compound. Shoot this guy and drive back out. Okay. So now we're going to be fighting some cars up here. They can get in our way and it's basically RNG. I prefer to use the machine gun, but you can use the missiles. I find the machine gun's a lot friendlier to me. Okay, so that was good. He didn't get in my way. And this guy's a lot friendlier. Okay, nice. They both got out of my way. So that's good cars. Now you want to spam the B button and drive really fast into this. If you flip your car here, I didn't flip it. That means you're going fast. So, okay, here, if you want to go fast, you have to pop 2 torpedoes at a safe distance. And 1 when you get up to the turret. If you want to go ultra safe, you can fire 3 here. And that should kill it, and you don't even take a bit of damage. But if you're like me and you need to go fast, you do that. I'm going to play through this and be as safe as I can to conserve as much health. And just show you what a safe way is like. Alter this however you like, by the way. So wait for this gate to open. You have to open that gate. So here you just want to creep up slowly. Wait till it locks on. And then just do that. And then get rid of these guys. Pick up the missiles. So instead of going across the bridge, we're actually going to do a safe way. This will get us armor. So we're going to go through these bushes over here. And you want to get a good amount of speed here. Because we're going to do a jump. So this loses a lot of time, but it's the ultimate safety method. Now, if you go this way, you get armor. Now, we're going to have to fight a turret here. So the way we're going to deal with this is, we're going to shoot 2 cars from a safe distance. We're going to shoot the both of them. Then we're going to fire a rocket at the turret. Pick up the armor that's on the side. If you lose a lot of armor, that is. And then, so you're going to drive towards the armor, pick it up, handbrake, turn, and shoot the turret again. I'll show this in action. So we're going to shoot these 2 cars. Skip that. Drive there. Do a handbrake turn to pick up the armor and fire the last 2 rockets. Okay. Now I'm going to quickly restart that before it takes me to the auto-scroller. That's how you do it safe, though. Now I'm going to show you the more dangerous method. The more dangerous and fast methods. This is like what I take.
That compound should contain a transmit. Intruder on the base. Man your station.
Okay, well I got bad RNG there. Okay, this lamppost is going to get in my way. Yeah, those lampposts can actually slow you down. Okay. So machine gun. Can shoot those guys. Okay, so this is an example of a bad car. Well, it wasn't a terrible car, but... yeah, you get the idea. Switch to your missiles, spam the B button. Okay, I flipped the car, nice. That means I'm going fast. So what I will do is I'll pop two missiles there. And then 1 here to get rid of them. Spam the B button. I like to stop early here, but I messed it up. So I have to go fast here. I like to slow down just a tiny bit and then finish the turret off and shoot those guys. Notice I have a lot less health now, but it's not going to matter because I'm going to pick up the armor regardless with my strategy, but my strategy is a lot more dangerous. So we're not going to take the safety way. So I'm going to shoot this guy and then just drive. Okay. So, I'm going to slow down. I'm still going to shoot these 2 guys, but we're going to do this end bit a little bit differently, and it saves a little bit of time. So we're going to fire all 4 missiles here, and then just drive over and grab the armor. That one's a lot tighter to do, though. And now we're going to be doing the auto-scroller. So, I mean, if you have any questions in chat or anything, if you're watching live on Twitch, this is probably the best the best time to ask. I will say, you gotta shoot this bridge as quickly as possible and skip these... Okay, well, yeah. You gotta shoot... There's only a few things you can do to speed this up. That's one of them. You gotta shoot that as quickly as possible, and it'll speed it up. Yeah, that's one of them. Skip that. Shoot this guy twice. Now, we actually don't want to shoot this tower yet. We want to wait till we lock on, and then Zoe will speed up. Sorry, Allura. Okay. For these cars, you want to pop some missiles at these guys. I prefer to just machine gun this guy and try not to pop his tires, because shooting rockets at him can be finicky. Also, wait till this guy crosses the bridge, and it saves like half a second. Anyway. This is an auto-scroller, so absolutely nothing to say. Right. So 2 rockets at this turret. You need to take out this bridge. Just shoot a rocket at the center and it'll get both of the bridges. Now, we're going to start fighting the planes here. The planes take 3 rockets to kill, I think it is. Like, 3 sets of rocket firing. So, wait till you lock on. Okay, so these ones only take 4, but the later ones take 6. So you have to be somewhat conservative with your rockets here. Try not to spam them too much. Try to only fire when you're locking on, and try to use your machine gun as much as you can on the planes, preferably. Yes, yes you are. So you want to look down ASAP here and shoot these 3 boats. That'll help you a lot later. I should mention about ILs is that pausing's banned in ILs. I'll talk about that soon enough. Actually, it's probably the best to talk about it now. So you're gonna just shoot these guys. Nothing fancy. I should mention that pausing screws up the in-game timer in this game. That's why it's banned in ILs. And that's not uncommon in James Bond games. That's actually in a lot of them. Even The World Is Not Enough. Okay, shoot this plane. This one takes 6 rockets. Yep. Okay. So, don't bother trying to shoot this tower. It's really hard to line up, and even if you do hit the shot, the hitbox isn't loaded in yet. Watch, I'll prove it. See, it didn't die. So now I'm running low on rockets. This is where I'm going to start using my machine gun. 2 rockets, or 2 sets of rockets. You don't need to manual aim like I did. Though it looks like it's not locking on when you go to shoot stuff, it actually is. Like, the traces lie. Where it's actually going is accurate. So now you can shoot this tower once you lock on. So there's a funny meme you can do here. It's unnecessary, but if you fire here, you can hurt yourself. It just looks funny. Don't do that if you're low on health, obviously. And this last turret just takes 2 rockets to kill, or 2 sets of rockets to kill. And there's another funny meme you can do here. If you do this right, you can get the rockets to show up in the cutscene. It looks funny. Whatever, I didn't get it. Anyway, so this next auto-scroller, we're basically in a turret. The only thing you really need to know about this is the order, and that tanks speed up this auto-scroller, not the planes. The planes don't matter. So for the first tank, you aim over here, and as soon as you see it appear, shoot that with the machine gun. You can blow stuff up here if you want, it doesn't matter. You just gotta learn the order and not mess it up if you learn to blow stuff up. So then the planes are gonna come from left. You can zoom in with this turret, by the way. So then the tank's gonna come from this way. I was gonna blow something up. I'm sorry, Cassie. I'm not going to explain the tire strat. Okay, fine, I will. If you shoot the tank at a certain point, you can pop its tires and it falls in the water. It's really hard to do, though, and waste time if you miss it. Shoot that. You can just blow everything up. And the final tank is going to spawn down here. I messed that up, but when you go to aim at this thing, aim in and aim to the left so you can shoot it sooner. Yes, it is, Panzer. So the submarine's going to pop up now. The point in which you shoot it is as soon as you see the flaps open, so now. Or as soon as you see that thing start to rise up. I think it does, but it's way too risky and it saves, like, so little time. Anyway, that's II. I am definitely not playing through that level again. If you have any questions about that level, just send me a DM on Discord or Twitch or wherever. I will explain it. Now, this is Countdown. Oh.
Oh yeah, baby, did you see that?
This is Countdown. This is considered, like, the true last level of the game. And the reason why is because Equinox is a complete auto-scroller. So I'm just going to get right into Countdown.
I didn't spot anything.
It is pretty rough. There are a lot of clips. Only 2 of them really matter, though. Like, for a beginner, if you're a top-level runner like me, you need to hit everything first try, of course. So, you're going to come out here, pull out your remote mines. So we're going to plant these mines down, and this is going to allow us to get a quick kill on this level's boss, Rook. So we're going to put 1 mine on the wall, and 2 in front of the door. Now, when I do this, it's not precise. I'll restart. It's not precise how you place these mines. You just got to remember in this game, explosions go through walls. So, I mean, don't worry about on the walls. So just watch how I do it. So you can open that door pretty early. Oh, I should mention too that when you restart a level, doors open twice as fast. So this is going to be a little bit inaccurate. So the way I do it is like this. I put away... Well, I switch to the detonator with alt fire, and then I put away the detonator. So I don't have to deal with that again. Well, so I don't accidentally dead it or whatever. So the route you want to take is this. If you get lost, you can look at the arrows on the floor and that'll guide you to where you need to go. If you get scared or you feel you're taking too much damage, there's armor here. And there's armor in here. Right. So now we're coming up on a really tricky clip called Slow Door Skip. So this door here opens really slowly when you come through this level. Well, once you, like, destroy all this, it opens really slowly. Now, there's a way we can skip it with a clip that's up here. But before we do that, we need to shoot these 2 things over here with the laser. Do not shoot the red one, otherwise you will blow up and you will die, and you will fail. So put away your laser, come up here, push A on that monitor, come up here. Now this lineup for Slow Door is a bit finicky. So there's like 2 points to it, right? I like to think of it as like a letter N. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a dot here, a letter N, and the clipping point is like between these 2 parts here. Now if you do this, you should make it. It's really hard to do. I'm just gonna dispose of all these enemies. Okay. So I'll try and show that again. Same deal. And when you're going for this clip, you want to mash the jump button, because if you don't, you'll fall out of bounds. See, I messed that up again. And again. See, even I'm a little inconsistent at it. There we go. It's something that you really got to get a feel for. It's somewhat inconsistent too. Whoops. Anyway. Yeah, there are many ways you can mess this up. You can, like... I feel that your angle is really important. Like, you want to be aiming more, like, left, but only a slight bit, if that makes sense. Okay, I almost messed that up. I almost fell out of bounds there. But if you, you need to mash jump, as I said. So anyway, if you absolutely cannot hit this, don't worry. It saves, like... God, how much does it save? Like 20 seconds or 30 seconds or something? If you're a beginner, don't worry about it. Just absolutely forget doing this skip. If you're looking to get more advanced with your run, then absolutely do this. Anyway. I'm gonna restart. No, I'm gonna quit the level and come back in, because then the doors won't be opening slowly. So I have a better representation. Okay. So, that's slow door skip. Pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Took me a lot of time to get good at it. Okay, so. Pull out your remote mines.
James, I've hacked into the terminal and got access to their internal systems. A lot of it is
one on the wall. You can go 4 mines here if you want to be ultra safe, but I can't. And if you want to go fast, you definitely do not want to go 4 mines. So throw the mines while you're running away, obviously. Also, try to pay attention to, like, the angles I'm taking. I should just mention that, like, my strafe changes are very well, you know, like, put in place. So as I said before, you can take the armor if you've taken a lot of damage or if you don't feel confident. It's going to help you later, though. I can't afford to take any armor at all in my runs. It just wastes time. I have the fastest countdown time in the world, so I mean, yeah. So when you come back this way, oh, I should mention too, if you go for that, you absolutely want to hit the computer every time. You can do slow door skip without it, but if you don't, the game will lag a lot. So you want to shoot these black elite guards. They drop the Ames grenade launcher, which you're going to need later. You can throw frag grenades here to scare the enemies. They won't shoot you as much. You're going to get out your remote mine, shut the door so they don't shoot you. When you see Rook, wait like a second and then det your mines. And then spam use on the door. Okay, well, I waited too long there and Rook didn't die. Okay, well, I messed that up. If you mess it up, just go and shoot Rook. Okay, well, he clearly doesn't want to die today. What the hell? Dude, die. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do this again and properly show it. I waited too long there. That was my problem. Because I was explaining stuff and I have my mind in the wrong place. It's pretty hard to mess that up, by the way. I just got really unlucky. Hey, Slaytanic.
James, I've hacked into the terminal.
See, I'll show this first section again, but this just means I absolutely will not replay this level. So yeah, you notice the doors are opening faster because I restarted the level. This also applies to the slow door, but just remember that hitting slow door skip is faster than restarting the level, and in real time, it's not faster to restart the level. It's useful for like ILs, but even in ILs you'd be going for slow door skip, so don't bother. Okay.
James, see if you can find some way to disrupt the base's security systems.
Right. It's the same deal. Shoot these. If you can't hit slow door skip, don't worry about it. Make sure you absolutely hit the computer, really important. It also despawns a lot of enemies. Okay, got slow door skip, nice. I'm taking a lot of damage here, I'm getting really unlucky, but I'm just gonna go fast. Alright, sorry that this Sparta's taking so long, I just need to get out of here. I might even edit this down later or something. Okay. so let's try this again. That was better. There you go. So you notice what I did? I pulled out the grenades and then spammed use on the door. This basically means that I can, well, I'm going to set up for a really cool grenade shot at the start, which is going to be really useful. So in this second section, we're gonna blow up a laser and kill 2 guys. Let me drink some water. Yeah, man, I did. And killed 2 guys. Now, what this is gonna do is just allow us to walk through. So it's really easy. You just move a tiny bit to the right. That's your right. And then just fire once the door opens. And it'll get the both of them every time. You need to keep walking forward there so they spawn. Anyway, here, you can shoot these guys if you want. I don't because I need to go fast. But, anyway, so this is silo skip here. If you feel unsafe, you can go and grab this armor. But as I said before, it's either grab the armor before. This one probably wastes the most time to grab. Anyway, so this is silo skip. This one's a bit inconsistent and tricks up a lot of people. My best advice for doing this one is sort of just do the clip, start the clip under the keypad, and then just strafe over into the corner. And if you do this right, you should fall through. And the other important thing is too, while you're doing this, you want to always be holding your strafe direction or forward. If you don't, you'll fall out of bounds, and yeah, that's not what you want. So that's how it's done. Now, once you're here, you can keep strafing left. You're not going to fall out of bounds. You'll just keep bobbing back in. But once you go in there, yeah, you can't go back through. Oh, I just didn't demonstrate that properly. Let me try that again. So once you're in here, yeah, I can't go back in this way. So don't go too far to the right. Whoops. Yeah, this one's really inconsistent sometimes. Okay. So, when you actually hit the clip, mash the X button. Sorry, the Y button, the jump button. So you stand back up instantly. Now, you want to come along this way, and as soon as you see the screen turn black like this, jump and hold forward, and you should pop right through. Or jump and do your strafe angle. If you want to practice this clip, by the way, you can come back through here. This is a frame-perfect clip to get back through here, but, I mean, it's good practice at that too. Or you can use an emulator, whatever you want. Oh my gosh, I can't even get it. I can't even get the frame perfect. Oh no, I messed that up. I fell out of bounds. Okay, well, if that happens, if this happens in a run, just suicide. So just kill yourself. There we go. Okay. So that's silo skip. I'll show you it done fast now. So grenades out, fire, gets the both of them. What? I have no clue how that happened. I genuinely don't know how that happened, but okay. That's just Nightfire for you. That actually happened because I jumped too early. Okay. That's better. Anyway. So yeah, now we're onto the third section. So we have a really big skip coming up called Kiko Skip. I will explain that in a bit, but it's basically going to skip like a 4-minute fight.
My loyal associates.
There's a cheeky little clip you can do at the start here. If you just do a clip motion and walk into that, you'll pop through. That only saves like a quarter of a second though. Here, what you can do is you can throw frag grenades. Now you have two choices. You throw frag grenades to scare them, by the way. You have two choices. You can go this way and use that through the glass, or if you feel unsafe, I'll demonstrate it. if you feel unsafe, like let's say this is a scenario. Let's say I'm unsafe, I don't have a lot of health. I come this way, and I'll activate it like this. I will say though, on an operative, you're kind of a bullet sponge, so it shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, so this is Kiko Skip, right? You're gonna come up here, open this. Sometimes you have to push that twice. So basically, you normally have to do a big fight where the shuttles are launching and stuff, and then you'll come back up and push a button to end the mission. This trigger that makes you unable to push that button initially sits like here. It's like a line right here. So you absolutely don't want to cross about like here. Now, hang on. Yeah, the trigger is like there, right? Now, what we're going to do to skip this is, to bypass the trigger, we're going to clip into the wall. Hello? Are you chasing me? Oh my gosh, you are. Go away, please. Okay. So, what we're going to do to skip this is, we're going to clip into the wall. Now, we need to look at this part here, right? This black mark on the wall. Stand a little bit to the left, and then we're going to clip back in, but this is important. Do not hold the right button. You only want to hold it for a little bit, because if you hold it for too long, you'll just fall out of bounds. Now, you're going to want to do a clip, let go, see? And then you pop into the wall. Now, how I like to do this bit is, I like to aim at the fire hydrant, walk forward, and then just come through. That's how I do Kiko Skip, and then I'm able to push this. I'm not going to push it, though. So, yeah, I've crossed the trigger now. Now that I've crossed it, I can't push it anyway, see? But, there's multiple ways you can do this. I'll show you... That was the hard way that I just showed you. But you'll clip back into the wall. The super, super, ultra safe method that I just messed up, nicely, is you'll crouch and then walk. This way you have better control. And now, I'm already past the trigger, so, I mean, I can come out through here and then just push it like that. And then you can go a little more dangerous, like you can stand up and you can take it slow, you know? And then you can come out through here, etc., etc. So that's Kiko Skip. I'll demonstrate that again, but I'll go fast. Okay, so I'll demonstrate this again.
My loyal associates, before we cross into the void of space, it's time to unveil the final stages of Operation.
So throw frag grenades. I have a lot of armor, so I don't need to play it safe. Just use that through the wall. This guy can sometimes get in your way. Either shoot him or just run around him. Push this twice. And the way I do it... Okay, well, I messed that up. Look this way. Come through. Easy. And that's pretty much all of Nightfire done, guys. I mean, we have Equinox now, which is pretty much the easiest level in the game. Yeah. So that's the end of Countdown.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I'm not going to replay Countdown because, well, I pretty much explained everything pretty in depth. And now we have Equinox, guys. This is the last level of the game, but really not the true last level. There's only two things you can really do to speed this level up, and that's kill the two guys at the start really quick, and then kill Drake early. So, I will talk about space movement a little bit, but, yeah, at the start here, you have really, like, nothing to do. You can draw on Drake's face, give him a schlong. Now, to kill these first two guys quickly, they'll spawn as soon as he says, "I've kept my most hardened combat veterans on reserve." This is why subtitles help. And you want to shoot these guys as quickly as fast. After he says Bond, if you haven't killed them by then you're losing time. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Anyway, so I'll talk a little bit about space movement. Strafing's still faster, but if you hold the Y button, you float upwards, and X you'll float downwards. So if you combine that with strafing, you can move really fast in space. So I'll show you. So let's say I want to get to this one real quick. You can like strafe and hold the direction, and you'll move really quickly. So turns out to stop World War III, guys, we can actually just punch the missiles to death. I need to mention too that actually like killing the missiles quickly doesn't save any time. It's just a matter that you actually kill them. If anybody wants to find a skip for this level or a way to kill Drake early, he'll be my best friend for life. Same for Deep Descent skip if you can find that. This is like the easiest level in the game though. Oh yeah, be sure to manage your beam with the samurai, I'll just say. You can punch these, just yeet all over Drake. It may seem a bit stupid, but actually punching the missiles lets your beam recharge a little. You just need to make sure you actually have optimal time to punch them. If you don't know how to calculate it, just focus on the missiles and get them. And focus on the missiles, and don't let these guys crowd up. As you play this level more, you'll understand the spawn order more. Like of these guys. So now these are the last two guys. Last four guys. So now nobody else is gonna spawn. Use the thing in the top right. It helps you a lot, trust me. I still use it. Now, I'll just talk about this quickly. So, to kill Drake early, we're just going to use an audio cue. We're going to use an audio cue, and that's essentially when Allura says laser, we're going to fire an overcharge right at Drake's face. We're going to absolutely yeet all over him. So, at this point, you want to switch to overcharge. Aim all the way in and get a clear shot on Drake. And now we wait, and as soon as Allura says laser, you'll know when. I'll point when she does. That's when you want to fire the overcharge. So just listen. Thanks. I'll rise from the ashes. The missiles are damaging the station. It's starting to break up. James, you must hurry. The laser. That's when you want to fire. And that should get Drake every time. And that's Nightfire, guys. That's all of Nightfire. I'm just gonna end this and say that, well... yeah, I'm just gonna end this and say... I'm gonna turn the game down a little. I'm just going to end this and just give shout-outs to really the entire 007 community. My voice is, like, giving up already. Entire 007 community, all the Nightfire boys, Matt Timber, Fitter, Mike Mint, Ollie, Keys, Kirch, Canaria, Martin's Games, anyone who just continues to play Nightfire today, the Nightfire dev, Ashley Finney, and just everyone who continues to watch and support me. That's really it. And that's my tutorial for Nightfire, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, I'll see you all later.